Look at what happens in the Spooky Nook Sports Complex during the Lancaster Archery Classic. This is the 2024 edition and the 20th version as well. And this is the sights that you see with all the vendors that come to the Lancaster Archery Classic. And that's the same area where we shoot qualification. You can see upper right-hand part of your screen where this was taken during the qualification rounds that happened on Thursday and Friday. But now we have live shots here in the Spooky Nook Sports Complex as we are all set for our next match of the day, which is going to be Bowhunter. And hi, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast booth. And this is Hunter Larice, and he is freshly minted out of college and now works at Lancaster Archery Supply and also is a shooter who has shot his entire career here in the Bowhunter class. And Hunter, it has been a spectacular couple days of shooting, hasn't it?
Yeah, the scores for Bowhunter just keep getting better and better every year. It's crazy to watch just because this was my fourth year shooting it, and just like the competition just gets stiffer and stiffer. It's like I put up a 634, and for me that was a personal record here. But for Bowhunter, it's like I said, every year it gets stiffer and stiffer. I think the highest qualifying this year was 639, something like that.
Wow.
Which that's crazy.
That's out of a possible 660.
Yeah.
So only 21 points were dropped. And let me tell you something. We're going to talk about the Bowhunter setup and why it is so difficult to shoot those scores, but the gap is closing between the unlimited class and the Bowhunter class.
Yeah, it's crazy because the thing is there's a lot of limitations with this class. The 12-inch bars, the no lens, and then it's just like you're learning to work with the bow a lot more. It's not just, people say, well, the bow can do a lot. Well, that's true, but the thing is with Bowhunters, you have to work through those limitations. Like if you have something wrong with your bow, then you have to deal with it through Bowhunter. It's like a real hunting situation where you can't mess with your stuff. You have to learn to shoot through whatever's wrong.
Let's take a look at the schedule for today because we're in our second match. So we had Masters Open Pro. Now we're into Bowhunter. Then we're going to have the women's recurve and Olympic recurve right after this. Youth Male Open. Then we get into the men's open. That's the amateur category, the biggest class we have here at the Lancaster Archery Classic, and then it's going to be the women's pro, and then we're going to go into the open pro. Now our qualifying rules are simple. In this match, the top 4 seeds basically get in here, and it's a bottom-up format. So the person who is number 4 seed is going to shoot against number 3. It's we're going to get ready to see. Whoever wins that goes to shoot against number 2, and whoever wins that goes and shoots for the title. So that's how our matches are going to go. So let's get to the floor right now with PJ Riley and introduce our archers to the field of play.
All right, folks, let's kick off our Bowhunter division. We have our number 4 qualifier from Hart, Michigan, Travis Johnson. Winner of 2 Total Archery Challenge trucks. And our number 3 seed from Franklin, Pennsylvania, Ethan Conway. 2023 IBO National Triple Crown champ.
And there's a look at Ethan Conway, 7 years shooting. And looks like he's been shooting since he was about 4. No, he's definitely he's a little older than that. Yeah. And there's Travis Johnson. He says he's been shooting 30 years out of Michigan. Won 2 TAC trucks. That's
That's hard to do.
That is hard to do.
That's hard to do.
That's a long poke down range.
I think it's a 111, I believe.
111-yard shot.
Yeah.
Crispy, won one of those 1 year. All right, so here we go. 3 arrows per end, 4 ends of competition. Target is just about 20 yards downrange, shooting at a 40-centimeter target face. The innermost ring is worth 11 points. Then you have a 10 ring and that 9 there, and then that little 1.5-centimeter dot is a 12. You have to call the 12 and go for it. You have 1 opportunity per end to call a 12. Right out of the box.
Good shooting, putting down pressure.
Travis turned around to the crowd. He's going to be playing the crowd.
11.
See, it's great to watch him because you can see him shake as he goes in, but as soon as that release reaches contact to his face, it all just kind of fades away for him.
10, 11 line, or I believe it's a 10.
That felt like a long hold. Now, there is a 30-second shot clock for each of these archers, and they do have it in front of them. Downrange, there's a screen down there that gives them that
11.
clock, so they can check it. Interesting the way that these two shoot. You have the short stabilizer out front as part of the category, but one of them has a back bar stabilizer and the other doesn't. But let's go to PJ.
Hey, let's come over here and talk to Travis Johnson. Travis, you said it's hot up there.
Yeah, did you turn the heat up this morning, PJ?
We did just for you, man.
Man.
Hey, welcome from Michigan. I believe this is your first time on the finals stage. Have you been to the Classic before?
Yes, PJ, first time on the stage. Been to the Classic probably 5 or 6 times. And
How's it feel up there?
it's just like I hoped.
Hey, tell us about your equipment, Travis. What are you shooting today?
Today I have the Bowtech Reckoning Gen 2, short little bar, and put together a sight and a ham ski rest, some Easton 2712s.
Who's the manufacturer of the electrician's tape you have over your scope there?
That's eBay.
All right, Travis Johnson, welcome to the Lancaster Archery Classic Finals stage. After our first end, we have a 31-31 tie.
Here's how Travis Johnson got his score of 31. And, you know, listen, Hunter, with the availability of large stabilizers and a lens available in a scope, why do you think that people choose to shoot this class?
Well, this is such a great entry-level class for people who might be new to competitive archery. But the thing is like I said, you have to learn to work with your equipment. And I've seen so many bow hunters come out and become pros out of this class. Like in the collegiate scene, I've seen people just go crazy and put up some just wilder scores. Like even myself, when I started, I switched to Bowhunter, and it was just now it's night and day. But it just makes you a better shooter, and it's a great entry-level class for people who are just getting started.
When we see these shooters, even though it's the Bowhunter class, they're shooting stuff like a hinge. And do you find that people often hunt with a hinge release?
It's starting to be more common. I mean, I'm even thinking about switching to one, but because it's way easier to relax into it. It's almost like no motions needed versus a button. I mean, you have that option of command shooting it, but with the hinge, you get it back there and then you just relax into it. And for these situations, it can be great. And some people they don't prefer it.
So Ethan Conway sitting on 211s, could 33 it. Ooh, just a little bit outside.
Yeah, he beat me in the eliminations yesterday, and he's 16 years old, made it to the stage, which is great. I'm rooting for him. It's actually funny because he's on a mission, because he told me he got in a little accident with his truck last week, so he's on a mission right now.
Let's get to PJ.
Final stage. Have you been up here before?
No.
First time up here. First time at the Classic?
Third time at the Classic.
All right, third time at the Classic. We saw your resume there for IBO, National Triple Crown Champ, IBO World Champ, so 3D you obviously play. Do you do a lot of indoor?
Oh, yeah.
You do? Which do you prefer? Say indoor.
3D.
Wrong answer. No. Ethan, congrats on making it to the final stage. Currently, Ethan is
Here's a recap on how Ethan got to his score of 32. And just really, what a great execution. What a great shot that he has.
Yeah, it's buck fever times 10 out there.
Yeah, and of course in IBO, that's classes that you have to judge the distance. So that's two jobs. Not only do you have to be a good archer and execute your shot, you also have to be good at judging distance. So we have two ends in the books. It's 62-63 in favor of the 16-year-old Ethan Conway for the moment. We have two ends of competition to go. This is a shoot-up format. So the winner of this round guarantees himself a podium, and then they get to go shoot against the number 2 seed and try to advance.
That's the interesting thing about Bowhunter too, is because of the limitations and how hard it is, it can fluctuate like on the scores. Like you can mess up and still come back with it. Versus with open, it's like it's straight. You need to hit 11s. In this class, you got room for error.
11.
And with this class as well, no lens, no magnification, just a fiber pin. Do you feel it's easier if you need the 12 to aim at the 12 on this than if you were a shooter with a lens like we saw Tim Gillingham earlier, an 8-power lens? If you put a dot on that, you've got to figure out to move your sight or aim off. Or
Yeah.
do you think it's easier with just the fiber pin with no lens to aim at the 12?
Well, the thing is it really just depends on how you shoot. Because if you have a lens, yes, you'll be able to see that dot better, but it'll show way more shake. Like I just recently started shooting an open setup, and I just decided to not even go with a lens because of how little shake I get out of it.
Interesting.
10, just out.
11 here ties it up.
11.
Like I said, man, it's Bowhunter. It could go any way.
Yep. But even still, if you look at these scores, I mean, it's hard to tell the difference sometimes between open and this class. Here's PJ.
Tell us what you're shooting today.
Matthews V3, Excel sight and scope, bee stinger bars, gold tip arrows, and a true ball fulcrum.
All right, so we did get the question, Ethan, lots of times yesterday. Folks were asking, does anyone actually shoot a hunting bow in the Bowhunter division? You are today.
Yep,
You like it?
love it.
All right.
He's good with it, that's the problem.
He is good with that bow. Yes, the Matthews.
All right, so Hunter, that actually brings up a good question I have for you. When it comes to your tournament hunter setup versus what you actually hunt with, not just the bow itself, I'm curious if there's a difference between the two, but also the poundage that you pull back and you shoot with.
Oh, there's a difference, yeah. Because with this class, like I said, there's a lot of limitations. And Lancaster's actually lucky enough to not have a poundage limit for Bowhunter.
Yeah.
But, with USA rules, the max is 60 pounds. But, like, for me, it's like, heck, my hunting bow's more rigged up than my comp bow.
Is it? Yeah.
Because, like, yeah.
Because you don't have the restrictions
No.
outdoors when you're hunting.
Yeah.
You can do whatever makes you comfortable.
11.
But
Why do we generally see on a hunting bow, a shorter axle to axle than we see on those target bows?
for hunter bows, it's all about speed because, in a hunting situation, you want that arrow to get to that target as quick as possible. But it's kind of cool because now a lot of bow companies are starting to make these smaller bows, but they're still just as accurate and stable as the hunting bows. Like, you start to see more and more companies making these comp bows that are also fit for hunting.
All right, so Conway there needed an 11 to keep this match close. This is the final end of competition.
10.
Oh, so Johnson there, he's going to keep it right there. So 116 apiece. So an 11 here is going to put the pressure on Johnson.
11.
Got it.
You can tell just when he draws back that nerves is starting to calm down a little bit. Because when he first got out there, was a lot of shake going on. Now it's starting to calm a lot down.
All right, can we see a shoot off? An 11 to tie it up unofficially and go to a shoot off.
10.
No, and a 10. So we'll wait for the official scoring, but as that last end of competition, it looks like it might be Ethan Conway who advances.
Truck bound.
What do you say about the truck?
He's 16, just
Yeah.
started driving, and he told me he beat me, and I was like, good luck, buddy. And he said, yeah, getting in the truck last Sunday didn't go so well for me. I was like, well, gave him my arrow lube, and hopefully he advances, or else I might have to give him my car too.
And it's official. Travis Johnson. I mean, a 126 is nothing to sneeze at, especially in this class with the lack of all the bells and whistles you can have on your bow. Center stage, up on the platform. Great job for Travis Johnson, 4th place. So Ethan Conway stays. Let's get to PJ.
Moving on, we have our number 2 seed from Howard City, Michigan, Brian Martindale.
Greg White, Hunter Larice in the middle of Bowhunter. Look at Brian Martindale. Another thing that I love about this class Bowhunter too is your age is kind of irrelevant, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can be 16 or you can be however old Brian Martindale is in the mix and get up on the main stage.
Yeah.
After qualification and combining your scores that you shot in eliminations, Martindale is our second seed. And he moved Ethan Conway off of his spot, and that's a move that I like, especially after what we saw in Barebow yesterday. It seemed like for Barebow anyway that there was just a slight difference in the lighting from target number 2, which is on the right, and target number 1 on the left.
10.
Conway not entirely happy with that shot. Dropped that one a little bit low, but I do like the release hand of Martindale. I like how he's got kind of a
Comes in
firm hand.
soft,
It comes
yeah.
in, just starts to relax that hand, pulling through the shot. Conway with an opportunity to pounce. Got him by a point.
Yeah, that'll do it. Bowhunter class.
Yep.
That's a thing that nobody realizes in Bowhunter classes. It really, if you can keep it in the 10 ring, that'll get you way further than what you think.
10.
I remember just a few years ago where a 300 in the Bowhunter class was like, wow, that was impressive. Now it's like at the very top of the class, 300s are expected.
11.
Great shooting. Here's PJ Riley.
All right, Brian Martindale, welcome to the Lancaster Archery Classic stage. Have you been here before?
Never been here.
Never been to the tournament at all?
No, sir.
All right, what made you subject yourself to this torture?
Well, I just want to give it a try. It's one of the biggest tournaments in indoor, so why not?
Shooting the Bowhunter class, you coming out here, so you're used to shooting big bucks in the tree stand, I'm imagining. How does it feel up on that stage coming out here?
It's about like shooting a 175.
Hey, run through your gear for us, Brian.
So I got a Matthews TRX 38, Excel sight, Excel scope, shrewd back bar, Hamsky rest, gold tip arrows, boning components. That's about it.
All right, great looking setup there, Brian. Welcome, thank you for coming to the Lancaster Archery Classic. First time out, you're doing pretty good. We have
First 3 arrows for Brian Martindale.
Conway with a 31-29 lead.
Doesn't look too nervous out there.
And even on that 9, I mean, it looked like he had a nice release, and it was, he still has a 10 when he added a lot of English to that shot. All right, here we go. Second end of 4 for our shoot up. The winner of this match gets to go shoot off against our number 1 seed. We haven't seen that from Conway. TRX 38, not a bow you would generally see
Oh,
in the
no.
out in the field hunting.
No, unless you want to knock every tree in the woods.
Just because of the axle-to-axle length.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
10, 11 liner.
See, another thing too is like you can see how stable they are, which is great because as a bow hunter, it's really hard to stack weights on your bow. Like I know personally, I use a lot of riser weights, but like with the 12-inch bar limitation, you can only add so much weight depending on how long your bar is.
Oh, yeah. And of course, oftentimes the heavier you can make the bow and hold it, the more stable it's going to be.
Especially when those nerves kick in.
Yeah.
Hold like a rock.
You join us later on in the day, our number 1 qualifier for our biggest match of the day at the end, Mike Schlusser. He's got a small Volkswagen on his bow. Let's get to PJ.
Archery Club,
Waynbo Bowman Archery Club. What county is that in?
Venango.
Venango County. All right. Good bow hunter crowd up there?
No,
No.
there's like 2 of us.
2 of you. All right. Well, do you usually win against the other guy? I imagine that's some heated competitions there.
Well, usually I have to shoot against the open guys, so.
That's good practice, though, right?
No, yeah.
All right. Ethan Conway is holding a 1-point lead after 2 ends, 61-60 over Brian Martindale.
I like that Ethan's not giving in, right? He's holding firm on his Bowhunter setup, even though he's got to shoot against open. Of course, you have that kind of competition too, and depending on how you react to that, it definitely can make you a better shooter.
I mean, like I said, man, Bowhunter class, you got to learn to work with what you got. And, I mean, for some of these guys, I mean, these hunting bows are just as good as these comp bows anymore.
Mm-hmm. I think that look on Brian's face was the definition of a surprise shot.
Mm-hmm.
That one right there would have closed that match in. Our score has 82 for Conway, 79 right now with this final arrow of the third end.
11.
Nice shot. 11 takes him to 93.
Are we going to see a 12 button soon?
I would think we would.
9.
2 9s. So 88. So right now a 5-point advantage unofficially for Ethan Conway. Here's PJ.
Brian, from Michigan, is there a club or shop that you shoot out of back home?
Yes, Matt's Russet Sports Shop, and we shoot out of the LMAA, which is Lake Michigan Archers Association. We have a good showing of bow hunters, freestyle, the whole works. So
All divisions up there.
yes, yes.
You chose Bowhunter. How come you would choose that over open?
It's a fun challenge. It's, you know, you got the 5-pin in the outdoor, single pin for indoor, limitations on the equipment, but it's a lot of fun. Good group of people.
Gotcha. All right. Well, again, we thank you for coming down from Michigan to join us at the Classic.
With scores in, 92 for Ethan Conway, 88 for Brian Martindale as we head into our final 3 arrows of this shoot up. The winner of this advances to shoot up against the number 1 seed. The other shooter, I hate saying the loser of the match. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just the shooter who doesn't win will be third.
You make it to this stage, you're a winner already.
100%.
And like I said, the nerves up there, it's crazy because I get nervous watching it.
So we just have a slight pause as it looks like our scoring system is just being reset. Computerized scoring system, which has been phenomenal all weekend. The INCO crew, which does the World Archery stuff, does Vegas, does a variety of shoots all over the world, coming here to the Lancaster Archery Classic and providing us with our scoring. It's inco.net. You can find that scoring link at the website, lancasterarcheryclassic.com. But it's been great because one of the things that INCO did that I thought was good, because we had such a variety of shooting times, right? We started Thursday at noon, and then you had a 4 o'clock shooting line, and then we had how many on Friday? 4 lines?
Yeah. It was,
Right?
it
Like
was a
4
good
different
amount.
lines of shooting, is that you, instead of being ranked by actual score, because obviously if you shoot first and you're in the books at noon on Thursday, you're curious, how they ranked everybody was actually your arrow average. So you were getting a true representation even halfway through. If you shot at noon on Thursday, at 4 o'clock line, you were getting a good representation of where you were sitting in the rankings because of your arrow average. And I thought that was a really good way to represent that score, that situation.
Yeah. And for social media aspects, like I'm having to deal with that all weekend, so it's like it's a lot quicker to access than what things in the past have been. So that's something that's been crucial.
Yeah, been great. All right, so back to action. 30-second shot clock active for Conway.
10.
Just a little off to the left. And again, anything touching the ring counts as the higher point value. And for Brian Martindale, he just can't seem to get into a rhythm in this final end.
11.
Ooh, he was hoping for that 11, but I didn't even think he got away with one on that one.
10's your friend, man.
Yeah, no 12 called. Not even for fun.
9.
And you can see it on his face. So unofficially for Ethan Conway, he will advance, but for Brian Martindale, a third place finish.
Great match there. We're going to wait for official score, but Ethan Conway is going to take the victory there. Brian Martindale, we appreciate you coming out. Third place at the Lancaster Archery Classic. You're going to take home $1,000 from us, $250 from the folks at Bowhunter Die. Congratulations, Brian. All right, before we bring out our next competitor, I wanted to call up Justin Czar from bowhunting.com. These folks offer this extra contingency here in the Bowhunter division.
Hey,
So,
PJ.
Justin, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Is my mic working?
I believe it is. We got mic 1 up.
All right.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think it's. Hey,
There you
we
go.
How's it going, PJ?
It's going good. How about yourself?
Doing great. Doing great. This is awesome. This is one of my least favorite yet most favorite events to come do every year. I hate the shooting part, but I like this part. I like watching all the good people shoot.
So, Justin, since you guys have come on as a sponsor for the Bowhunter division, we've seen that class grow and grow. You guys keep coming back. We certainly appreciate it. Why do you keep coming back? I know you love me, but there's got to be other reasons, too.
Yeah, of course, besides loving PJ and just loving Rob and Lancaster Archery, for us it's a ton of fun, right? And I think part of what we're doing is trying to drive more awareness for target archery and all of the benefits that it can have for bow hunters. I've said for many, many years, bow hunting is 2 parts. It's the hunting part and the shooting part. You could be a really good hunter, but if you don't execute that shot at the moment of truth, it's all for nothing, right? And the best way to get better is to practice. And there's no better way to practice under pressure than what these guys are doing right here.
One of these years, we're going to have you and Todd do an exhibition shoot-off just to see you standing up there.
That would be terrifying. I give these guys a ton of credit. Ethan, you're doing awesome up there, man. Congratulations for making it this far. I'm excited to see who's going to win this one.
All right, Justin, thanks again. Folks from bowhunting.com, we appreciate everything they do for the Bowhunter division. All right, now let's bring out our number 1 seed here from Zanesville, Ohio, Nate Harper.
Why wait to say, at least I did it my way. Lie way too faced, but in my heart I understand. I made my move, and it was all about you. Now I feel so far removed. You are the one thing in my way. 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 You are the one thing in my way.
Nice song to play out there. You're the one thing in my way, and he shakes his hand. I like it. Nate Harper coming in, 13 years experience, multi-time IBO world champ. And the one thing I liked, Hunter Larice, who's sitting next to me, was he started looking around. I think he was taking in the experience. I think that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a high-pressure stage, and for being this early in the morning, 9:21 a.m. here on the East Coast of the United States, there is a lot of people that stuck around for this. And this is I think this is the largest crowd that I've seen this early in the day. 20 yards down range, 40-centimeter target face, the innermost ring worth 11 points. And this is the first arrow of our first end of 4.
9.
And down low 9. And a nice warmed up Ethan Conway stays on his spot where he took victory last time.
11.
So I've shot against both these guys before. I'm actually very familiar with Nate Harper. He was somebody I shot against a ton in college, so I know he can put down quite a bit.
11.
We've battled it out a ton.
Looks like he's got a lot of confidence in his shot. Gets back to full draw quickly. A lot of swagger.
Yeah, he's got a big name out in the Bowhunter class.
10.
Our scoring provided by Dead Center Archery Products. Appreciate their support.
10.
All right, so Conway here with an 11. Could put a couple points in his back pocket heading into the second end.
10.
All right, a little high, so looks like 31-30. Let's get the PJ, talk to our number 1 seed.
Hey Harper, welcome to the Lancaster Archery Classic stage. Is this your first time up here?
My first time up here.
First time up here, have you shot the tournament before?
Yes, I shot last year for my first year.
All right, first year. So your second year, you made it in here as the top seed. How's that feel?
It's exciting. It's really cool. You know, every year I watch everyone come up on the stage, and now I'm up here, so I'm just going to soak it all in.
Now you're up here. All right, run through your gear for us, Nate. We want the folks at home to know what we're shooting.
All right, I'm shooting a Hoyt Invicta. I got CB sights, Rogue bowstrings, Widowmaker stabilizers, and shooting Easton arrows.
All right, congratulations for making it to the final stage here, Nate. Wish you the best of luck. Currently, after one end, we have Ethan with a 1 point lead.
Take a look at the recap on how our number 1 seed did in the first end, and just that nerve arrow, you would have to think, right, Hunter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Getting that, honestly, sometimes dropping those bad shots can sometimes be more relieving than what you think.
So just a single point advantage for Ethan Conway over Harper. Second end of 4. This is to be crowned 2024 Lancaster Archery Classic Bowhunter Champion.
Looking pretty calm up there.
Mm-hmm.
11.
Both of them.
And you can see that these archers are shooting these targets in different orders.
11.
And that is just total preference as to what the archer wants to shoot. Now, when you do come to qualification here at the Lancaster Archery Classic, in qualification, you do number your targets, so in which order you're going to shoot them, and that's for a tiebreaker.
11.
So the first arrow you miss is going to be the tiebreaker if there's a needed one. Ooh, thought we were going to have a tie game, but it has a star. I think that's pretty good at 10.
Nate, we'd like to give a shout out to local shops and clubs back home in Zanesville, Ohio. Where do you shoot?
I shoot at Teen K Guns and Archery back home.
All right, that's your local club?
Yep.
Good bow hunter target archery scene there?
Oh, yeah.
Lots of competition.
Yeah, especially in our area.
All right, they got you ready. They prepared you well for the Classic final stage, because right now we have a tight 1 point match. Ethan leading 63-62.
All right, so 2 ends remaining for the title. Hunter, who's feeling the pressure right now? The 3rd seed, which is Conway coming in here, shot his way up and is warm, or Harper, the number 1 seed?
I'd say the guy without a truck.
He's already got a decent down payment.
Yeah, yeah. No, but honestly, I feel like the number 1 seed would honestly feel it more. You're coming out here fresh, first time on stage. And like I said, he's got a circulating name in Bowhunter class. So, like, this could be his big moment to really shine in it. And it always makes me wonder, too, like, after you win something like this, what do you do? Do you stay? Or do you move on, go to open? Or do you go to pro?
Yeah.
So like I said, these guys can shoot. Like, it gets better and better every year. And there's a lot more that you can do in archery. Bowhunter is a great start, but I don't know. Come out with a pro hunter class.
Yeah, right? That's a problem.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that might be the next step. Add more classes. Boy, an 11 would really make a statement here.
11.
Wow.
What a beast.
33.
10.
Wow, just like that. After our third end, we have one end to go, and unofficially, Ethan Conway has got a 3-point lead.
Yep.
You're out all the time back home, though, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Cool under pressure. So unofficially, going into our last...
What do you say to a 16-year-old who's in this position?
I don't know, man. When I was 16, I was just picking up my bow. And now he's 16 on the big stage for the first, he said first year of this classic?
No, this is his third year.
Third
I think.
year.
Yeah, third year of the classic. Yeah. But his first time on the big stage.
Yeah. No, yeah, I couldn't imagine the pressure. But I don't know, sometimes the younger guys tend to feel less pressure.
Yeah.
Just because they know they got a lot longer to go.
Ethan Conway goes back to full draw as soon as that buzzer goes off. He's looking to get after it.
11.
Pounding, he's feeling it.
Right now, there's no room for Harper to gain any points back unless he hits that 12 button.
11. 11.
Putting down the pedal to the metal.
11.
Okay. Now they're going toe-to-toe. 11 here is going to clinch it even with a 12 called.
11.
Unbelievable.
That's a truck.
12 is called.
This is all Harper can do.
129.
That's close. It's a little low. It's on that line. I can't quite see it.
Wow. For Ethan Conway.
Yeah.
He just shot 8 11s in a row. Shot 9 for the match.
That's crazy.
For Harper, that one just out.
Outstanding performance.
But how do you like the 16-year-old Ethan Conway under all the pressure, had to shoot all the arrows, and is able to get it done. Here's PJ.
Second place finish. And our winner, Ethan Conway, is going to take home $3,000 from us, $750 from Bowhunter Die. Ethan Conway. Give us the rate. There you go. Ethan. Great rhythm and timing there at the end. 33-33. How's it feel, classic champ?
Feels pretty good.
Feels pretty good. IBO National Triple Crown champ, classic champ. Your archery career is just skyrocketing.
Yeah.
How old are you?
16.
16. All right. Excellent. Where are you in school?
Franklin area school district.
All right, so when you go, are you going to go to school tomorrow? Or are you going to take the day off?
We have tomorrow off anyway. So.
There you go. All right, Ethan Conway, congratulations. 2024 Bowhunter champ.
Well, Hunter Larice, you were cheering for him because he knocked you out. He got it done. The 16-year-old, the future of the Bowhunter class. You might be looking at it right here. It's been a great match. Congratulations to Ethan Conway. We'll see if he's able to get himself a new truck with that money. What's your summation of what you saw out here today?
I love it, man. Like I said, it just gets better and better every year. I always find the Bowhunter class to be very interesting because, like I said, it just goes back and forth.
All right, thanks for your insight. We got more coming at you. Stay with us.